man.
Welcome back to Year 1. I'm Grant.
And I'm Miles. That's Nadia 8 minutes before the YC Fall 2026 deadline closed on July 27th.
We sit with her right after, and honestly, we push on whether that cut was real editing or her running from something.
Then we get into the actual application, the one-line pitch she rewrote, the retention numbers she bet on instead of a bigger, harder one.
And the two numbers missing completely, runway and what her co-founder actually walks away with.
I've watched founders freeze on that exact split before. It's usually where deals stall.
We also check our numbers against YC's own $500K deal terms. Spoiler, it only kicks in if she gets in.
And we step back with the numbers, what her actual odds look like now that YC's running 4 batches a year instead of 2.
Right.
And where she stands today, Tuesday. No interview invite yet. Decisions due August 28th.
She's got a plan for the day after. I'm not fully buying it.
Fair.
Nadia, take us back to 7:58.
I told myself weeks I'd send it early, and then at 7:52, I'm staring at this paragraph about my co-founder, and I just deleted the whole thing again.
7:52. 8 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, she's talking about the July 27th cutoff, 8 p.m. Pacific. Best Startup had that exact deadline in their write-up on the fall 2026 batch. And with 8 minutes left, she's cutting content, not adding it. That's the part I keep circling back to. So what actually got cut at 7:52?
A paragraph about a rocky stretch with her co-founder, she said. Vague instead of specific.
Okay, but if she had already deleted that same paragraph once before,
then cutting it again isn't editing anymore. It's avoiding.
that's the question I actually want answered. Was that last week polish, or was it stalling?
TechClout covered the same window. Solo founders, idea stage teams, people with real traction, all funneled through that one July 27th deadline.
No separate lane for not ready yet.
None. And the YC Roaster Blogs piece on this deadline makes a pretty direct argument against sitting on a finished application just to squeeze out more polish.
Because reading is rolling, not first come, first served.
Right. An extra week of edits doesn't move you up the line. It just gives you more time to talk yourself out of hitting send.
Did you ask her straight whether that last week changed anything material?
I did. Long pause before she answered. Then, no. Nothing in the writing actually changed.
Wow. So the edits were cosmetic. The delay was the real thing.
That's usually the tell.
She hit submit with minutes left, not because the application was finally good enough.
Because the clock ran out on her ability to avoid it.
A submitted application gets read, it gets answered. A draft just sits there, safe.
Perfect forever, as long as nobody sees it.
So perfectionism, or was she stalling because an actual answer is scarier than staying unfinished?
And if it's the second one, what was actually written in that paragraph she kept killing?
So once that paragraph's gone, the real doc left is short. She rewrote her one-line description 4 times.
4.
4 went from a marketplace for X to helping Y do Z faster. Specific verb, specific outcome.
Because whoever's reading it has a stack of these.
Right. From what founders described, the whole packet, written application plus a 1-minute video, runs under 2,000 words total. That forces you to pick the one fact that carries the entire pitch.
One fact doing all the work.
No pressure.
None at all.
That's her bet, though. She had a bigger top-line number sitting right there in her data. She didn't use it.
Wait, she skipped a bigger number?
On purpose, she led with retention on a small user base.
Why give up the number that looks better on paper?
Because Best Startup's July 17th piece noted interviews happen by video in August. That's maybe 10 minutes to defend whatever's on the page. She couldn't defend the big numbers cell by cell. The retention number, she could.
Small sample, real story. Big sample, shaky story.
I've watched it go the other way. A partner pulls the thread on the underlying number, and if you don't know it cold, it falls apart in the room.
Okay, but that's the number she chose to defend. What about the one she left completely out?
Which one?
Runway. There's no dollar figure anywhere about how long she survives a no.
Huh. Didn't clock that.
And the co-founder question, you said she answered it vague on purpose.
One line. Something like they're aligned on the vision.
Which is technically true and tells you nothing.
That's exactly why she wrote it that way. She wasn't ready for the real answer, so she gave one nobody could check.
So the traction number is airtight because she made it airtight. The two numbers that could actually sink her, the split, the runway, just aren't on the page.
One decision she controlled. Two she dodged.
8 minutes before a deadline, dodging looks a lot like editing.
And that avoidance isn't just on the page. It's in what she's not doing with her calendar right now.
Yeah, we should get into that raise she paused.
Building on that gap, let's do the math out loud because it's bugging me. Go for it. She paused 2 seed conversations the day she hit submit. Nobody asked her to. She just didn't want to explain a maybe.
And at her burn, that pause costs actual weeks.
3-4 weeks of runway just sitting there, unused, while she waits on one email.
That's not abstract money, that's payroll.
Right, and here's what makes the pause almost rational. YCombinator.com says YC commits the standard deal, the $500,000, not at the start of the batch.
So the check doesn't exist until the yes does.
Exactly, which puts every founder mid-race in her spot. Tell investors you're waiting on YC and looked indecisive, or keep raising and explain a rejection later if it comes.
She picked quiet.
She picked quiet. And that's why a no would land harder than she thinks. It's not just a pass on the deck. It's a month of stalled fundraising she'd have to restart.
So what's the fallback if it's a no?
I asked her directly, "Do you have a written plan B?"
And?
She said, quoting her, "No, I don't have anything on paper."
Nothing?
Nothing. Then she tells me her co-founder wrote one and hasn't shown it to her.
Wait, he has a plan B and she doesn't know what's in it?
That's what she told me. She's reading the weight as a verdict on the whole company.
And he's reading it as a scenario to plan around.
2 founders, 2 different companies right now.
But flip that around. From the reading side, does a no even mean what she thinks it means?
That's the call I made next. Talk to someone who's read thousands of these applications.
So here's what Round Funded found on the numbers Nadia's actually up against.
Right, because this isn't just her gut feeling anymore.
The acceptance rate for the 4-batch system lands somewhere between 1% and 2%, depending on the cycle.
Wait, that's a range, not a hard number?
Yeah, sources disagree. Round Funded pegs it around 150 to 200 companies admitted per batch out of the applicant pool.
So if you back into that, most rejections have nothing to do with the company being weak.
That's basically the point. At 1% to 2%, a strong company gets a no far more often than a weak one gets a yes.
Which means the reading stage isn't really judging the business.
A lot of the time it's judging the document. I've talked to founders who got in on their 3rd try with the same company, same traction, cleaner application.
So her paragraph, the pitch rewrites, that's not vanity, that's the actual game.
That's the game.
Okay, so say she clears that bar. What happens next?
Interviews run by video, August into September. 10 minutes according to Round Funded's coverage of the process.
10 minutes for a $500,000 decision.
Yeah, and YC's own interview guide says something similar. No time for small talk, they ask questions, they look at what you've built.
And then she just sits there.
Decision same day, typically. Every team that interviews gets written feedback either way, accepted or not.
So even a no comes with something.
Comes with something concrete, yeah, not silence.
Here's what actually changes things, though. It used to be 2 batches a year.
Right, winter and summer.
Now it's 4, winter, spring, summer, fall.
Which means missing this one costs her a quarter, not 6 months.
Exactly. The old system of no in June meant waiting till the next January. That's brutal.
Now, if fall doesn't work, winter's right behind it.
So a no on August 28th isn't a verdict anymore. It's a scheduling problem.
I've seen collectors treat one bad auction result like the market speaking to them personally. It's not. It's one data point in a cycle that keeps running.
Same instinct, different room.
The same instinct.
Except she doesn't seem to know that yet. She's treating August 28th like it's the whole story.
And her co-founders already planned for the version where it isn't.
Which brings us back to where she actually stands right now this week.
31 days out, and the portal's still blank. No interview invite yet.
She told us she checks it 6 times a day, minimum.
August 28th's the number, straight from Best Startup. On-time applicants get a decision by then. No drift.
TechCloud had the same date, so at least we're not guessing on the timeline.
So we asked her the obvious thing. August 29th. Either way, what's the actual move?
And she had an answer ready for both outcomes. That alone surprised me.
Yes, she calls her co-founder first, before the seed investors, before us, before anyone.
No, she restarts every paused conversation that same morning. Doesn't take a day to sit with it either way.
Do you buy that?
Half. The call him first part? Sure. That's who she is. The instant restart? That's a Tuesday answer. Wednesday's a different animal.
We're sitting down with her again the day the email lands, whichever way it goes.
31 days. Then we find out which version of her actually shows up.
So that's where we leave her. Opt-in, no interview call yet.
Yeah, and August 28th is the date she circled. Verdict comes then one way or another.
What got me was the plan B she never wrote down. Her co-founder had one on paper.
Right, and she still swears if it's a no, she moves fast. No 6-month grief spiral. Straight into building outside YC.
I'll believe it when I see it. Optimism's cheap in July.
Fair. We'll find out together.
For now, here's how she left it.
Quote, if they pass, I've got 48 hours to grieve it. Then I'm building anyway, with or without them.
That hits.
If you know a first-year founder with a story like this, send them to year1@heymotto.com.
And if today helped you see funding decisions differently, leave us a review. It actually matters.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back when a verdict lands.
Talk soon.